Hi guys, welcome to Nothing 8 TV. This is your host Ajay Gupta, and today I'm bringing you a mega comparison between Xiaomi Mi4i, Yureka, InFocus M350, Yu Yuphoria, and Xiaomi Redmi 2. Now, all these four phones are priced under 10,000. However, I also included Mi4i because it got 5-inch HD display, like other two phones, and a octa-core processor like the Yureka. So guys, starting with the display, the Mi 4i got a full HD display, a 5-inch full HD display. This adds to single hand usage and the colors are really nice on the screen. Everything looks crispy while gaming and doing other stuff. I have a 5.5-inch big HD display on Yureka, and it's nice. You see the colors; they are not as rich. They are on a slightly bluish side, cooler side, but it is decent enough. I am impressed by the display of InFocus. It's again a 5-inch HD display, but then the colors are really nice. The viewing angles are impressive, and this display is better than what I have on the Yureka. As far as Yuphoria is concerned, I'm not too happy with the display, 5-inch HD display. The colors, the screen appears slightly yellowish, slightly on the warmer side, and it's a fine display, but not uh, close enough to these three phones. The Redmi 2 4.7-inch HD display, smaller display. However, the touch is good and the colors are equally good. Overall, a decent phone when it comes to the display. Uh, if you talk about the build quality, all these phones are plastic. However, I'm impressed by the build quality of the Yu Yuphoria out of the 5 phones because I'm having this cool looking metal over here. This is rock solid pure metal. This adds looks, this adds premium feel, this adds robustness to this device. Even the backplate is of superior quality, and this gold white combination with this big champagne satin ring they have provided at the back of the camera, it's simply fantastic, guys. So the build quality of Euphoria is the best. After that, I'm also happy with the build quality of the Mi 4i. It's a unibody phone. The backplate is non-removable, but then it is not too robust, guys. I dropped it once and the backplates popped out slightly, revealing the interior stuff. Even Yureka is good in the build quality. Backplate is removable, but it's slightly uh, smooth back. It's of different material, not normal plastic. This makes it nice to grip and to hold. Guys, moving on to the next part is the OTG support. So you might be asking which phone does support for OTG. Now I can't individually test, but I'll just confirm it to you that Mi 4i does support OTG. It is essential for the Mi 4i to support OTG because the phone doesn't have slot for SD card. Yureka also supports OTG and it has a slot for micro SD card as well. InFocus also supports OTG. It has a slot for micro SD card as well. Euphoria apps are movable to SD, slot for micro SD card, but even apps are movable to SD in InFocus. Apps are movable to SD in uh, Yureka, but Euphoria does not support OTG. Redmi 2 does support OTG, and SD card can be inserted. So guys, moving on to the performance, I ran Antutu benchmark on all these handsets. Let me show you the score of Antutu benchmark on these devices. So I'll just go it one by one and not everything at once. So starting with the middle phone, I'm having InFocus M350. You can see 31,452. Now this phone got a quad-core MediaTek processor, and I'm simply happy with the performance. 31,442. You can see that score is taken by Yureka 31,410 and Mi4i 32,058. Now these two devices are octa-core devices, Qualcomm Snapdragon 615 processor. However, MediaTek processor doing wonders for InFocus M350 handset. That's simply superb, guys. Euphoria and Redmi 2 are on the lower side. That's because of the quad-core Snapdragon 4110 processor. But I'm also impressed. I mean, we have a quad-core processor on InFocus M350, but then also it's giving me a score of 31,442. Now, what does This score, which is above 30,000, mean to you? You can run heavy games, Modern Combat 5, Asphalt 8 Airborne at medium to high graphics setting. That won't be a problem. 2 GB of RAM, ample space. And on all these phones, guys, multitasking, running Facebook, Gmail, WhatsApp, and other things, opening multiple tabs in the browser is smooth. That's not a problem. However, these two phones are having Qualcomm Snapdragon 615 processor. I'm talking about Mi4i and Yureka. So they do tend to heat up when put under heavy gaming, when put under GPS for say more than 15 minutes. They tend to heat up. They cool down pretty well, pretty fast, but the heating factor is more prominent in these two phones. These three phones are on the lower end of the heating phenomena, and they don't heat up much as compared to these two devices. Now let me perform this multi-touch test on all these phones. So I have a 10-point multi-touch on Mi4i, 5-point multi-touch on Yureka, 5-point multi-touch on InFocus M350, 5-point multi-touch on Yu Yuphoria, and a 9-point multi-touch on Redmi 2. So in terms of multi-touch, Mi4i is the winner, but a 5-point multi-touch is more than enough in most of the cases. Moving on to the battery, I cannot remove the battery of Mi4i. It's a it's 3000 milliamp hour battery, which on balance mode lasts 1 day and easily lasts 1 day, and on performance mode it gulps up more power and it lasts slightly less than 1 day, last till evening. uh, I can remove the back plate of the Yureka, and the battery, you can see it's a 2500 milliamp hour battery. It is a decent battery backup, and with light to moderate usage will provide you with 1 day usage, but heavier usage will see you running for a charging port after evening. So I can insert two SIM cards and one micro SD card slot. I cannot insert any micro SD card in Mi4i, and I can pop in two SIM cards in the Mi4i as well. If I talk about the Redmi 2, I can insert two SIM cards, but no SIM card can be 4G. It is not a 4G phone. All the other devices do support 4G connectivity, and you can see it's a 2200 milliamp hour battery, smaller screen size, lasts 1 day with light to moderate usage. Eureka, also the display is not too demanding, neither processor is too demanding. 2230 milliamp hour battery gives me a good battery backup. Both of these phones have two SIM card slot and one micro SD card slot. However, Yuphoria is a 4G device. The phone comes with two SIM card slot and one micro SD card. SIM can be 4G SIM, and the battery, it's a sealed battery, 2500 milliamp hour battery, the same battery size which I have on the Yureka. But again, the battery backup is similar. It lasts 1 day. The processor, it's not too heavy, but provides me a decent bench Antutu score, a decent performance. And with heavier usage, you will see looking for a plugging point before bedtime. So friends, talking about the front facing camera on these devices, I turned off beautification mode on off on all the devices to come out with a true picture. So I'm having a 5 megapixel front facing camera on the Xiaomi Mi4i. Now let me just zoom in to the image. Oops, battery is a bit low. You can see the image has come out nicely, but it is not that superb. A 5 megapixel front facing camera on other devices is better. I'll show you how that is better. Now you can see the camera on the Yureka is providing me with better amount of details, better natural color, and better details on the faces. My beard is chopped off where it's, you can see the slight shade of the small hair are appearing in a much better way than what was visible on the Mi4i. So Yureka has a better front facing camera than Mi4i. And if I talk about InFocus, it is also doing a superb job. It is, the camera quality is comparable to what I have on the Yureka. It is also showing the details in a nice manner. I'm fairly impressed by Yureka Yu Yuphoria's front facing camera, and it also shows me, it kind of puts in more light to the image, but the camera is comparable to the InFocus, but the image quality on Yureka is simply superb. Yuphoria does a fine job. Redmi 2, um, it's a decent front-facing camera. Not works pretty well with the beautification mode off, but it works nicely. It's a 2 megapixel front-facing camera, guys. Can't demand much from it. Yuphoria has a 5 megapixel. Yureka has a 5 megapixel. InFocus 8 megapixel. So, guys, overall, the front-facing camera on these devices, Yureka is the best. Then we have Yuphoria coming, M InFocus M350 and Yuphoria coming second. Third number is Mi4i, and fourth is the Redmi 2. So, guys, talking about the rear camera quality, the Mi4i has a 13 megapixel rear camera, provides stunning images. The details, the colors are really apt, and everything looks simply superb. Coming to the Yureka now, you can see it has also provided me with good colors, but the image is slightly on the warmer side. The detailing is also nice, but it is not as good as what I have on the Mi 4i. InFocus provide me best colors. They are truly natural. The detailing is also good, but then it is again not as close to what I have on the Mi 4i. I'm not too happy with the rear camera of the Yuphoria. It lacks in details. The colors are not that natural. If I talk about the Redmi 2 8 megapixel rear cam, the colors are natural and the detailing is also decent enough. So guys, if you talk about the rear camera quality on these five devices, then Mi 4i is the number one, followed by InFocus and Yureka. Then Redmi 2 is number 4 and Yuphoria comes last. So friends, those were a lot many devices, weren't they? So go for Mi 4i. If you can spend 13,000, then nothing like it. It's a really nice device. After that, I would advise you to go for Yureka. It's a really nice phone at the price point. Octa-core processor, 2 GB of RAM. You saw the camera, you saw the NT2 score. Performance is really nice. Heating issue is there, that cannot be undermined. So if you are not happy, if you don't want 5.5 inch, it's a big display, requires two hands to use, and the heating issue is there, then you can always go for InFocus M350. The processor is really fast, and the phone got a 5-inch display. The display is better than what I have on the Yureka. The colors are really nice. The phone is super. And if you want a super cool build quality, guys, then nothing like Yuphoria. I mean, you have to live with a not so good rear camera, but the front facing camera is excellent. The processor does not heat up. There are small bugs that will be removed in the upcoming software updates. It's a nice phone for the price. We don't see this kind of build quality every day, guys. Apart from that, if you want a really small display, 4.7-inch display, the display is nice, the touch is good, but you have to live with 1 GB of RAM and a okayish camera, then you can always go for Redmi 2. That's not a problem, guys. So guys, thanks for watching the video. Hope I may have solved most of your doubts. If you like the video, kindly hit the subscribe button, like the video. I'll answer your queries. Leave those in the comment section below. I'll see you next time. Have a super awesome day, guys.